Hello, my name's Alec Baird. I'm a councillor in Fermanagh Council and I currently have the privilege of being chairman of ICBAN. ICBAN was established to promote cooperation and communication at a local government level and at a cross-border basis on common regional development concerns. This provided a forum to respond to the unique economic and social needs of the Central Border region. Today, there are 8 member councils of ICBAN. Many of these areas share similar geographical, economic, social, administrative and political characteristics. ICBAN's role is to address challenges and does so by facilitating local government and key stakeholders in the development of the Central Border region. The following projects are a celebration and example of cross-border collaboration, which illustrate how opportunities have been embraced for the advancement of the Central Border region and its citizens.
In the current programme, ICBAN and its partners have been successful in attracting over 14 million in funding from the European Union's INTERREG 4A programme, which supports cross-border development. The overall aim was to work collaboratively on a cross-border basis to overcome the border effect and to develop a more prosperous and sustainable region. So the very essence of our lead partner role has been in bringing all the parties into a common framework and enabling joined up planning and management. As lead partner, we provided the link between the projects and the overarching programme. It gives us great pleasure to showcase the work of our partners, highlighting the projects that have been supported and acknowledging the extraordinary achievements of all those involved. The European Union is investing in your future by supporting these projects through the Regional Development Fund.
Funding has been provided for a range of activities focusing on developing a dynamic economy, supporting infrastructure and promoting innovative ways of addressing cross-border problems. We believe that these projects, which will speak for themselves, are excellent examples of cross-border collaboration, and you will see how working on a cross-border basis can bring benefits to the local people and to the local economy.
The overall concept of the Hive is a high technology centre, and basically we want to have those type of people that are working in the whole creative innovation type sector, and because of our high speed broadband, this makes it very attractive to these type of businesses. So now we have about 25 businesses in that sector working out of the Hive and employing up to 60 people, and most of them are additional jobs or they're sustainable existing jobs with huge potential for networking within the businesses. So it's working extremely well.
The idea of this building was to put something in place, attract companies that otherwise wouldn't come here. We're well down that track now. We have it about 2/3 full. So our ideal scenario is that we fill it over the next year. We then would have about 25 or 30 companies working from here and about 130 to 150 people working from here. And once we can do that, we feel with 25 or 30 companies and 150 people, we can then do it again with another 100 people and so on and roll it out from there.
We worked in partnership before with the Home Enterprise Company under an Innovate programme, and following on from that we identified opportunities that could happen to progress the ideas we had through Innovate, being the Innovation and Enterprise programme.
Yeah, well, it's a cross-border project with Leitrim, and it was funded through ICBAN, and it's gone on for the last 3 or 4 years. The main purpose of the project really was to attract companies to the area that otherwise wouldn't have come. So at this stage we're well into the part of the project where we're filling the building. We're talking to a lot of companies outside OMA, and the whole focus of the project initially was to give us something to be able to talk to companies externally and attract them into here to create jobs.
ICBAN were the lead partner in the whole application, so they had a very important role in the whole management, in how the project would develop, in working the partnership together and making sure that we got value for money and making sure that as much money as possible was drawn down from the programme. So they were very important in the whole operation, the planning, and of course drawing down the money, which is vital. There's no doubt, without the capital investment of INTERREG, we wouldn't have this fine facility we have today. We wouldn't be able to give an affordable price and a high quality space for people setting up business, which we find is critical. You can come in here tomorrow morning and have 100 meg broadband, high quality office space, work in a high quality environment, straight away at a low affordable price, which is invaluable to anybody starting up a business or expanding an existing business. So it's worked extremely well. And without INTERREG funding, we couldn't afford to do that.
Basically, we had two main priorities that we were focused on. One was providing educational opportunities to individuals and businesses in the border area, and secondly, providing networking opportunities and opportunities to collaborate on a cross-border basis. So our target groups were female entrepreneurs, those from the construction and related sectors, and foreign nationals.
This program actually helped me to realize that it's never late to pursue dreams. So because I am a Lithuanian teacher, I decided maybe in Ireland here I can become an English teacher. So them two courses and plus a management course gave me a huge boost in confidence. So just because of the Hatch program, I've got that confidence to do it.
My background is in beauty therapy and product development. I make natural skincare products, and it was just a hobby until I attended the Hatch program, and it was through the course we actually looked at the different areas, so marketing, finance, and leadership, and how you could actually improve your business. And from that I was able to turn my hobby into a full-time career.
We had people that came to the program that were considering closing their business, but because of the strategies and the support that they got along the way, they're thankfully still in business today and doing very well. I think it has been successful for people personally. It has been very successful for businesses, and it has been very successful for the partnership as well.
This project has been funded by the European Union INTERREG 4A programme, and without it certainly these councils wouldn't have leveraged the amount of funding in order to develop these sites, so it's been crucial for our area.
Well, we're standing here now in Culkin Mountain Park, which is one of the key sites in the Marble Arch Caves Global Geopark. So this area has attracted a lot of people walking here for many years. And with that, people were coming in and finding different routes up onto the mountain. And one route that became very popular, we started to notice a number of years ago that the amount of people walking it was actually having a detrimental impact on the habitat. It was just breaking up the vegetation that was growing on the blanket bog. And we were very, very lucky because an opportunity then came with the Border Uplands project, where we had money available to do some work that we needed to get done on the ground to be able to reopen this pathway.
Well, we're standing here in Cavan Park today, just outside Black Lion in West Cavan. We're also in the heart of the Marble Arch Caves Global Geopark. Cavan Park is an extraordinary place. We can see 5,000 years of history here within the park. And due to the funding that we received, we were able to deliver a new visitor centre here and 4 new marked walking trails. We got involved in this project about 10 years ago when the application for funding was being drawn up. Cavan Park has always been important strategically to Cavan County Council, and we were delighted to avail of the opportunity.
The Limekiln, as you know, has a great industrial heritage and natural heritage associated with this part of the country, and Leitrim is no exception to that. The building here is a very good example of the type of limekiln that would have existed from the mid-1800s onwards, and Leitrim County Council had the foresight many years ago to take this property into its ownership. This project of this nature gave an ideal opportunity to attract in the funding that otherwise would have been very difficult to secure. We were glad to be partners in the project with our neighbouring counties and working with ICBAN over quite a number of years. The opportunity came along to develop this area of geotourism across a number of projects in Leitrim. and we were glad to be able to partner up and deliver these projects.
For us personally, it was something that we always wanted to do. We moved here 12 years ago, and the first thing we thought was the public should be able to access this. You know, we've got a fantastic waterfall up there, the land here, the valley, it's just beautiful. And it was a shame that there was no access. So we wanted to do that, but it was finding out a way to do that. So this project has helped us do that. Sligo County Council, the Border Uplands project, has given us the ability to do what we always wanted.
Sligo County Council became involved in the Border Uplands project through its involvement with ICBAN as an organisation. This project has enabled Sligo to produce 7 walking routes at really stunning locations in the county. We envisage that it'll attract in excess of 100,000 new visitors to Sligo annually, and it gives the chance to come up to these beautiful locations which were previously inaccessible. So within that context, it's a huge opportunity for Sligo. It's going to have a huge effect in the years to come, and the legacy out of this project will be massive.
Over the course of the project, we also had common actions expenditure on behalf of all of the project partners. So we would have ran events, educational programs. We produced some publications, including our new geotourism guide, and also a workbook for children, a workbook on some of the geology of the Border Uplands region.
So the Border Uplands project, it was a 3-year project. It's just winding down now, finishes at the end of June 2015. I think the project's been very worthwhile. It's delivered some excellent facilities on the ground, geotourism facilities where people can get out and explore and understand the superb landscapes around this part of Ireland. It's certainly added immensely to the tourism product for the region. It's already bringing people in specifically to see some of the sites that have been developed, and I think it's set a very good platform for going ahead in the future.
This is the first time that research has taken place in Cookstown and Cavan on this type of project, and out of that has come an action plan which we hope to take forward, and have indeed taken forward some parts of that action plan already in terms of lobbying government on transport and telecommunications, and there are other parts of the action plan in terms of skills, you know, and ensuring that the people in both districts have the skills in order to be able to do these type of traded services, to fulfil the roles. If we want these companies to come into the area, we have to have the people here with the skills. This project has set firm foundations, I believe, for cross-border work between Cavan and Cookstown and other areas into the future. I think that it's extremely important, given the economic climate, that areas do work together, make the best of our resources and share good practice. I think that that's a good way to go forward for all areas.
The background to this particular project is the existing provision at St Angelo Airport. There are 2 helicopter maintenance companies at the airport, and we thought that it would be good to develop some complementary provision. An application was developed then in partnership with ICBAN, and we submitted an application to the INTERREG 4A programme, and we were successful in obtaining £1.38 million. The project involved the development of 37,000 square foot of workspace designed to accommodate the maintenance of fixed-wing aircraft. This was seen as a strategic project for the whole region. By providing such a facility, hopefully we will attract a fixed-wing maintenance company, and they would create very highly skilled, well-paid jobs, which is very important for our local area. And it would also drive additional traffic to the airport. That would have an impact in terms of tourism numbers for our local area, and would have a positive impact not just for Fermanagh but for the greater ICBAN area in terms of the local economy.
The Harnessing Creativity project is the largest creative sector project that the Northwest has ever experienced to date. We've worked with 1,470 people in terms of delivery of training and masterclasses over the past 2 years. The INTERREG 4A funding, without that funding the project wouldn't have been possible. The Harnessing Creativity project is a pilot programme, and through the programme we delivered an innovative new strand called Creative Labs, where we brought together 30 businesses from the wider region into labs where they wanted to come up with new concepts and new ideas for business development. The labs were made up of participant businesses right from the area of architecture to animation, graphic design, right across the creative sector. The idea was that you would come into the lab with an open mind and develop a new idea and bring it right through to the stage for exhibition. So we ran a creative lab in North Leitrim, one in Enniskillen and another in Omagh, and they ran simultaneously. So the project has connected with a lot of local services within the region, and we've utilised those services from Leitrim Sculpture Centre to the Idea Centre at Omagh College and the Image Centre at Southwest College. So what we're hoping is that these collaborations that have developed will be in a position now to bring their business plan to the likes of their local enterprise office or Invest Northern Ireland or other agencies that will support that business idea further. We also provided 40 digital profiles to 40 of the 60 Creative Lab participants, which means that they have this as a useful tool for marketing and promotion going forward, and the project actively use social media, Twitter, Facebook, to promote any of the events and promote all of the participant businesses that were involved in the project. And this helped us to connect up with other partners, and it also helped us to connect up with participants who were maybe travelling from Dublin or Belfast to attend some of the showcase conferences or some of the masterclass programmes we were delivering.
The whole thing about the spatial plan, it was really, for me, it was cross-border development that was meaningful. It was meaningful collaboration, and it increased cohesion in representing the needs of the cross-border region, you know, both at a local, a regional, a national and a European levels. And it really formalised strategic cross-border cooperation. It's okay getting all these products. The products then had to have a future. They had to be that they just didn't sit on the shelf. And it was through the RASF particularly that we had the objectives, and it was about 47 strategic objectives that we're now pursuing, and it's given us our ideas, our project ideas going forward. But to ensure the RASF it was about as much as delivering a process, but it was also getting evidence of need so that you can go forward and build on that. We have met government departments on numerous occasions now since this was delivered a year and a half ago, and it gives us credibility to go and say, you know, broadband or roads or whatever, and the evidence backs it up.
Well, the scheme came about because Europe was very much looking for more of a strategic approach for funding. I started working with ICBAN originally. They were the ones who, what they did was they pulled a planners group together. They were literally trying to get different professionals to start talking, and that's where the start of this, the proposal came from. It was their role. They were the key players in terms of bringing all the parties together to start to talk about it. Bear in mind that they had a very difficult role, because everybody would have their own image of what it should be. And so it was literally a case of just trying to even everything up from ICBAN's point of view, which they succeeded in. The bigger benefits is we now have a forum for councils to start talking together. However, in the future, it's quite clear the next 5 years, funding's going to be really tight. So having a strategy which can help us unlock any of that funding.
completion of the INTERREG 4A programme has been an important contributor to the economic development of the Central Border region. We'll see through that programme some 150 jobs created, some 450 businesses assisted, and a total of about 14.5 million investment been brought into the region. 2015 marks 20 years of successful cooperation through ICBAN within the region. It's transforming the region from a place of isolation and separation into an area with greater communications, better cooperation and more effective partnership working. So we look to the future with renewed hope. With renewed hope for the region that if we can build on those partnerships through communities, local authorities and stakeholders, we make this a better place to live, work, visit and invest in. And there'll be opportunities through the national governments and through the EU which we hope to capitalise on. And that's the intention of ICBAN, that it will play as much an important role in the next 20 years as we've done in the past in improving the fortunes of this area.